On the line right now is Jonathan. Jonathan, are you a supporter of Bernie Sanders? Is that your deal?
Absolutely. Well, let's put it this way. I believe that 10% of the proceeds from the hot sauce are going to the Bernie Sanders campaign. Did I hear that right?
You did.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't 90% go to the Bernie Sanders campaign?
That's funny.
All right, very good. Very good, Jonathan. Thank you.
Okay, have a good one. Bye-bye.
By the way, those hot sauce bottles are huge.
Huge. So, Andrew.
Feeling the burn.
Feeling the burn. Bernie Sanders. We're going to give you a chance to win on our free money question of the day. We'll get that coming up in just a second. We'll try to do one before 7 o'clock. Give you a chance to win Hobaikas, $100 in cash. And clarification on the city budget. The tax cap is 2.
Correct.
And the mayor is calling for a you can explain that, 1.75%.
1.75% is what he has proposed. So I guess I'm questioning whether or not last night's vote is needed. I'm sure they wouldn't have done it unless they felt they needed to vote on it.
But they did it last year, too, if you remember.
Right.
Last year they passed the override, right?
Right. I don't understand. But Mayor Palmieri is proposing 1.75. There is a real sticking point here.
Buchero's upset over the $600,000 coming out of the fund balance.
Right, and he told the OD that we worked very hard to build the fund balance over the years. I don't think that we're willing to start attacking that fund balance to use it as a crutch to balance the budget. Therefore, it's our goal to find at least $600,000 in cuts.
Jim Rondinelli was at and reported from the court appearance yesterday where 6 charges have been dropped against the father in the Word of Life case. And what did we find out? It looks like a second-degree murder charge. I want to make sure I get this right, but I'm pretty sure it was a second-degree murder charge and first-degree kidnapping charge. Those charges were dropped yesterday against the father. This was the father, Bruce Leonard, following a brief court appearance yesterday morning in Oneida County Court. So what did we learn out of this from yesterday? And I think one of the things that the DA's office is saying is that the parishioners here were very much influenced by
under the control of,
right? I think that's literally was the wording used in court, right?
Right. He said that they exercised control over the Leonard family.
So those charges dismissed. Again, this is going to be. I mean, is there any doubt that this is going to be something that you're going to? This is a trial that's going to get national coverage.
It already has. I mean,
up to this point, it has. But when the trial happens, I mean, you may be able to, from time to time, turn on your TV and see it on networks like CNN. I mean, this may very well be one of those that. I mean, I'm not sure that there's been a decision if the trial can be covered on television, but I do believe that's something that could happen. And then what is going on with the Utica School District? They're talking about closing 12 different polling places. What is that all about? Andrew has that one.
Well, yeah, there's some issues of security, low voter turnout, and really just financially, it doesn't make sense to keep some of these polling stations open.
I think it is something that is a bit surprising when you're thinking about. And we have some primaries that are coming up. Think about it. We have 3 primaries this year. You have the presidential primary that's coming up in April. In June, on the 28th, is the primary for the Republican primary for Congress. And then there's a primary coming up that'll happen either in August. They haven't decided yet. It'll be August or in September. But these are not inexpensive. These cost money.
And I guess I didn't know that the school district picked up the cost of maintaining or keeping them open. I thought for some reason that was paid for by...
And these for the school elections?
Well, I guess this is new. Yeah. No, not for all elections. I think that... who pays for the services to stay open? Does the school district pay for the school elections and then the county pays...
Yeah, I think that comes out of the school budget for the school, but the county pays for just the other one, any of the other primaries or that sort of thing. But they're very expensive to run. Who's on the line right now, Andrew?
Councilman John Jacon, and I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's a Utica councilman. Jacon, yes. He's a Utica councilman, and he wants to shed some
little light on the budget. All right, budget. And on the tax cap vote from last night. John, good morning. Hello, good morning. You there?
Yeah, he was there. John?
I think I have everything feeding to him. I don't know. Check on him.
Are you still there? Hello?
Apparently he's not there. Yes or no?
Oh, no, I guess he's
Okay,
gone
well,
now.
when he calls back, we'll put him on. Did you see in West Virginia, they just passed a new law involving milk and legalizing raw milk in West Virginia. So raw milk would be not homogenized
Not pasteurized.
or pasteurized. What's the difference between the two? I don't know. Anyway, when you go into, you used to be able to go out to a farm, a dairy farm, because there were a lot of them, whereas today there aren't as many dairy farms around. You used to be able to kind of walk in and they'd fill your jug with raw milk. I've never heard it called that, but I guess that's what it is. Just not pasteurized, not homogenized milk. And it would have the cream. The cream would float to the top, right? And so in West Virginia, they just passed a law, and I'm not sure why, but the law says you can have regular milk, just full milk without any messing around with it. You don't have, it's not pasteurized, and it's raw milk. Well, state representatives tried to celebrate by drinking some, and one of the guys apparently got sick.
Well, a couple now.
Here's Pat McGeehan, one of the guys who did get sick. He says he thinks it's only a coincidence that he actually probably has the stomach flu. It has nothing to do with the milk that he drank.
It is draining. Yeah, not feeling that great. I think it's probably just some sort of bad stomach virus. There's definitely some other colleagues that have similar symptoms that I've been experiencing. Caught me in the hallway and offered a cup to me, and you want to try to be a gentleman. I had a small sip and then walked away and tossed the rest of it. Now, I highly doubt raw milk had anything to do with it. In my case, I don't think that it's any riskier than eating raw oysters or anything like that. There definitely shouldn't be a law against allowing people to do what they want within the framework of the rule of law.
They did the same thing with cider, and it changes the taste of cider. I don't like cider that has been pasteurized. So, you know what I'm talking about? Everybody buys cider in a grocery store, and it doesn't taste the same. It tastes more like apple juice, and the reason is because it's pasteurized. And that was a law that was passed, but a lot of the cider mills will put a little sticker on there that says this is not pasteurized and that there is a somewhat of a risk. Do you really think they got sick because of the raw milk?
I think they had got what you got last week.
I think they got the flu or something. I think it's just coincidental. I mean, people were drinking raw milk, if you call it raw milk, I guess. They've been drinking raw milk for many, many, many years. I just can't imagine that they got sick on that. But who knows? What are you going to do? And I love the cider that is, they'll say maybe if you're elderly and frail, or if you're a young child, maybe you shouldn't have the non-pasteurized cider. I don't know. Councilman John Giacone is on the line right now. We've got him back here. Regarding the budget, regarding the tax cap, it was a 5-4 vote last night, which means that the tax cap override did not pass. John, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
Okay, so what came out of all of this? Give us some clarification from last night.
Well, the reason that I wanted to give you a call is because a lot of folks, they think of the 2% tax cap legislation with the 2% being a hard number, when in fact it isn't. When the governor first passed that legislation, it was a 2% tax cap.
Right.
But it's actually a very complicated formula that determines what the tax cap rate is going to be, because it's tied to cost of living adjustment. So because the rate of inflation has been very low, our tax cap for this year is actually much lower than 2%.
So
there's also a part of the formula where you get some holdbacks and you get some credits if you remain below the tax cap in the prior year.
Right.
So because we had a zero budget last year, we were able to have a tax cap limit this year of 1.79%, I believe is the number. So with the mayor's budget coming in at 1.75%,
comes in under the tax cap.
That's not a whole lot of wiggle room in case there's something happens to the numbers.
And and I believe they're using about $600,000 out of the fund balance, right?
That's correct. So you've got $600,000 coming out of the fund balance, even though the mayor called the budget a balanced budget in his State of the City address. In fact, it's not. It does take $600,000 out of the fund balance. In addition, we're anticipating $800,000 in revenue from the sale of Hotel Utica and the collection of the back taxes, and that has not happened yet. And,
Right.
even though everyone says it's 99.9%, well, there's still that 0.01%.
How much
And then
is
in
the
addition, the mayor's got, he's putting together an initiative to increase the amount of street repairs that we do based on a deal with the Mohawk Valley Water Authority. That hasn't reached final negotiations yet.
So now, what would that mean in the event that, and these things are very fragile. We watched the Hotel Utica situation. We've thought that was sold a couple of different times. So what happens if you end up short because you can't override the tax cap now?
Well, it all depends on when the shortage comes about. If we were to wake up to a headline before next Wednesday's meeting that says sale of Hotel Utica falls through, then we've got to find $800,000 of cuts in this year's budget.
Got it.
If it happens after the close of the budget, well, then either you don't encumber the money that you've set aside for it, you just don't spend that money, or you take additional funds out of the fund reserve.
And how much are we talking, though, that is just really mandated costs out of this budget? Have you had a chance to go through the budget?
It's a huge amount of the budget.
Yeah.
It gets up near 90% of the budget is all contractual with the various unions that the city negotiates
Which
with.
makes it very difficult if you need to make cuts. What is the current fund balance? Where is the fund balance right now?
I don't have those numbers right at hand, Bill.
And how much was coming in for the water fund? How much revenue is expected from there?
We have a guaranteed income of a little over $400,000 from the water authority, and the mayor is looking to renegotiate that to take that number higher. But what it does is it takes away future payments.
Got it. All right. Well, John, that gives us some great insight on this, but it's very close. We're talking about a budget that's pretty tight, and you know how things go.
The other part of the puzzle here, Bill, is that we're mandated as part of a charter revision not too long ago to keep a 5% fund balance. And taking $600,000 out of that fund balance is going to get us pretty close to that limit.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Very, very interesting. John, we appreciate the insight and the update. Thanks.
Have a great day.
Okay. So that answers some questions there. So it's a little bit over. So the budget that the mayor's coming in with is a little bit under the current tax cap. But at the end of the day, you gotta borrow from the fund balance,
right? Which is a concern, and I'm glad he mentioned that it was mandated, right? That it was 5% needs to remain in there. So,
all right, interesting stuff. All right, I didn't get to the free money question of the day. We'll come back with that. We'll do that next hour. I got a good question, pretty good for $100 in cash. We'll get to that. Rain today. We're looking at temperatures going up to 55 degrees. Yesterday, well into the 70s. How about that weather yesterday? And we'll expect some cooler temperatures today, cooler even more so by tomorrow, but then the weekend, low 60s, pretty awesome. And sunshine. Got a break at WIBX.